Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just want to start off this video by saying May the 4th be with you. Happy May the 4th. Today is May the 4th. On top of it, it is the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3. I just got out of the theater a couple of minutes ago. And I have so many thoughts on this movie. Of course, it will be a non-spoiler because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. This movie is just, literally a love letter for, to the fans, especially a love letter, leading to this movie from the other two movies. And, another thing that I can't wait to review, which I'm going to wait to review probably until the end of my non-spoiler review, is I got the AMC Volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 popcorn bucket, which is super neat, and I can't wait to show it off. The pictures that, AMC, or like the TikToks that AMC made of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 popcorn bucket on top of the pictures that AMC released on their website do not give this bucket any justice at all. It actually was a surprise to me when I saw the bucket, how it looked a lot better than what it did in the TikTok and on their website. But to start off this non-spoiler review is that all I gotta say is this movie's fantastic. This movie is just so freaking good. And I understand now why when people were saying that got to see the movie earlier that this is how good the old MCU used to be. I understood what they meant by that. I don't agree with it because of course I've been liking a lot of the MCU things that, MCU has been doing in this phase, but a lot of people, as you know, have not been rocking with the MCU since Endgame, since phase 3, but I understand from their perspective of that this is how the MCU used to be in their perspective. I understood what it meant because this movie has a lot of heart. This movie has so much heart. This movie has such great action. This movie has, a lot of sad moments. I shit you not, I cried about 4 times in this movie. This movie literally wrecked me. I kept saying, even from the first trailer, that I'm not ready for it. I had predictions of who was gonna die. And, like I said, this movie wrecked me more than what I thought I was going to be wrecked. I was okay, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be sad, but I was not expecting as much of a fallout and as much as it made me bawl. I literally, kid you not, I bawled 4 times in this movie, and I couldn't contain myself. This movie, it just goes to show how great James Gunn is. I'm the thing he's really good at is tugging on people's heartstrings and really making people's emotions come out. That's one of the great things he's able to do. And I'm really looking forward, in this movie, if anything, not only it, makes people excited for, I feel like it really brings people's excitement back for the MCU, but it really makes, this movie really showed me as him kind of, really closing up shop with Marvel and moving on to DC. This really, I gotta say, it really makes me excited for Superman Legacy. I'm already excited for Superman Legacy, but after seeing this movie and how well he kind of concluded this storyline, it makes me really excited for what he's going to do in Superman Legacy. On top of the flight sequence scenes in this movie, I shit you not, Adam Warlock, Will Poulter, killed it. Will Poulter alone killed this role. He did such an amazing job in this movie. I don't really want to say any much more than that. He definitely, I would say, plays a pretty big part in this movie. I definitely would say that. And he does not disappoint anytime he's on screen. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds with this character. But going on to the villain of this story, I really want to talk about Chikudi Luigi. I think that's his name. I want to make sure that's his name, if I'm saying that right. Chikudi, Luigi. He killed it as, why can't I remember bro's name? As the High Evolutionary. And this is a weird name I can never, remember. But holy shit, was he on Thanos level villainy. I was talking to my sister after the movie. I was like, I don't think I've ever hated the villain more than back when we had Thanos back in phase the first couple of phases, mainly in phase 3, that's with Infinity War and Endgame. But I don't think I've ever hated the villain more, if not maybe that much more. That's how much of a great portrayal he did as the High Evolutionary. He killed it. I'm so glad James, one, I'm so glad that James brought him over from Peacemaker and said, you know what, because he killed it over, he killed it when he was on the show Peacemaker. But I'm so glad he brought him over to Marvel. And what a perfect casting. He was just so good. I memean, I'm talking villainy about what he does, the High Evolutionary, and what he does kind of to Rocket, and Rocket's backstory is villainous. I kid you not, and that was part of the reasons why I was bawling out, was the sequences of Rocket when he was younger, and kind of Rocket's origin story. And this is really Rocket's story of this movie, and I kid you not, I couldn't contain myself of just us, getting the backstory of Rocket, and really why Rocket doesn't mention in any of these movies his where he about what happened to him. Because he's really closed off, as you know, from the first two films. He's very closed off of, what happened to him. But when you see this movie, you understand. The characters understand why he doesn't say why he doesn't talk about what he went through. The story is just so good, and this story really shows this family and how far this family has come. I really want to shout out to James Gunn about the Christmas special, because the Christmas special really sets up kind of where the Guardians are at, essentially, in their mindset, you know what I mean? And as we all know, they are, because, if you saw the holiday special, they kind of, took over nowhere, and their home is at nowhere. And just seeing where they I'm so glad they did the holiday special, because you see kind of that leads you in the headspace of where these characters are in this movie. And really, this movie is about kind of, what you'll do. I would say the essence of this movie is family. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I feel like James Gunn really knows how to kind of, when we think we've seen as when you think we've seen we understand this as a family, it's no, this movie really shows you what you will do to save the ones you love. And you know, and you know what I mean, and you'll do anything you can for your family. And this movie really just I feel is the essence of just family and friends. And I just can't get over because I would say in this movie that the Guardians are the closest that they've ever been, honestly. I had just moments of just damn, this really is a family, you know what I mean? And damn, these characters have come very, very far. And the beginning of this movie, just the opening couple of minutes of this movie, it goes straight into action. It's absolutely insane, and I kid you not, it's probably some of the best action we've seen in Phase 5 so far. And I would say that some people would probably say that's an understatement. Some people would say that, we've seen a lot of great action so far in Phase 5 of the MCU, whether it be with Wakanda Forever or whether it be with Ant-Man. As much as people hate Ant-Man, there was some great action sequence in that. But I gotta say, this had the best action out of those two films of Phase 5. This had the best action. And already on my ranking list of Phase 5 movies, it would be Guardians. I would say that this is the best movie of Phase 5. Then Wakanda Forever, then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Like I said, a lot of people have not been rocking with the MCU, but this movie does not disappoint. I kid you not. Please bring tissues when you go see this movie, because like I said, I really kind of, did not, think that this movie was going to make me cry as much as it did. I kid you not, I did not cry in Wakanda Forever as much as I cried in this movie. I might have cried maybe once or twice in Wakanda Forever, but I kid you not, I've cried about 4 or 5 times in this movie, and I felt the emotion all the way through. And I kid you not, this movie in the first couple of minutes, it starts with craziness, and you're on for this ride all the way through the film. And I kid you not, also, this by far is the best Guardians movie out of Guardians 1 and Guardians Volume 2. This movie is the best of the trilogy, and the best way to close off this trilogy, and kind of, and the best way for James Gunn, this movie was James Gunn's drop the mic and then going off to DC. Saying, my work here is done, drop the mic, I'm heading to DC. And kind of, I think that this movie is going to get a lot of people excited for what he's going to do over at DC. Like I said, I was not really hopeful by that when he released that slate of upcoming DC projects for, I forget the name of that phase that they're going to be in of DC. I think it's called I think it's called something in Monsters or something, or I forget what it's called, but like Gods and Monsters, his phase of Gods and Monsters over at DC. The only project I really was excited for was Superman Legacy, but I'm all in, I feel like now, of like, I need to trust James Gunn. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say, like, I wasn't at that full, like, oh, I trust what he's going to do over there, because directing is totally different than taking over a universe. But now it's kind of like, after seeing this movie and how he ended, one, like, Chris Pratt said in an interview, like, on Good Morning America, he said, it's one thing when it's like, directors barely get to ever, like, do 3 movies. And I feel like the fact that James Gunn made 3 perfect movies and now kind of, said, my work here is done, closed off the chapter, and now he's moving over to DC. I have full faith, even in the projects that I don't like, that they're most definitely going to be good. I have, like, kind of full faith now that, like, he is going to kill it over at DC, and I'm super excited to see what he's going to do, off of my love and off of how fantastic this movie was. Like, it's very rare for a third movie to be the best out of a trilogy of movies, but this, I shit you not, is the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie ever. I kid you not. And that's very rare. Anybody would say that the third installment's better than the previous 2, but I kid you not. This movie's fantastic. It's a masterpiece. And like I said, bring tissues, guys, because like I said, you might think that you're gonna, like, oh, it's not gonna make me cry. It's gonna make you cry. My sister, like, is a diehard, animal activist and all that stuff, but she didn't even cry as much as I cried in this movie. I couldn't contain myself. And I usually am not, like, I'm really usually not the biggest crier when it comes to seeing movies, but I shit you not, this movie made me cry way more than Wakanda Forever. Like, and that's saying something big, because Wakanda Forever made me cry, but just not as much as this movie did. And I feel like that says something right there. So like I said, go see this movie if you already aren't, like, if you haven't planned to go see this movie already, go see this movie. Like I said, this movie is the best Marvel movie that we've seen in a while. Like, the best Marvel movie. I would say, like I said, I would say in my ranking, I would say it's totally better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I love Wakanda Forever, but this is the best movie of Phase 5. And I want to be honest, I don't think that this movie is going to beat the Marvels. The Marvels has a lot to live up to after James Gunn dropped the mic and kind of got a lot of other people that have not been rocking with the MCU excited about, being interested, excited about, being interested in more projects again in the MCU. I mean, the Marvels has a lot to live up to, and I kind of feel bad for the Marvels, because like I said, I think it's going to be an enjoyable time, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think anything is really going to quite live up to what this movie did. I mean, honestly, like, I understand now why people are like, you're not ready for this movie. This is what the old MCU used to be about. This is peak MCU. I understand what people meant by that. Even though I'm rocking with the MCU, and I'm always gonna rock with the MCU, unless that those Fantastic Four cast rumors are true about people that I just feel like, what are you doing the MCU? Like, what is this casting? If these casting rumors are true, then I don't know if I'm gonna be rocking with the MCU that much if those casting rumors are true and shit. But I'm gonna be honest, like, this even for me, not really, with me rocking with the MCU, makes me even more excited to see, oh, where are we going for the rest of Phase 5. This just makes me even more excited from a fan that's always been rocking with the MCU. But I understand where people are coming from, where like, this is old peak Marvel. Like, this is when Marvel is peak. I understand. Like, so definitely all the great things you heard about this movie are true. And I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie. I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is probably bullshitting. Honestly, I don't even know. Usually it's on IMDb what the Rotten Tomatoes score is, but I'm gonna have to just look it up, quite honestly. Rotten Tomatoes, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, I don't know why it popped up Netflix, because that's not what I want. Volume 3. Let's see what it got, because I have it right here. What did it get? Okay, yeah. Critics, it's fresh, but it's sitting at a 79%. Fans, the audience score, are giving it a 96%. Honestly, I think it deserves an 100. 100% on the audience score. It doesn't surprise me. Rotten Tomatoes, doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't surprise me that, Rotten Tomatoes gave it that score, even though it's a good score, a great score. I think it should be at 100. This movie is peak. There's not one thing wrong with this movie. I kid you not. And I want to say, Dave Bautista, what is it? Chris Pratt, Vin Diesel, Karen Gillan, what is it? I'm like, I can't remember other people's names right now. Bradley Cooper, was it? Was it, why am I forgetting people's names right now? I'm just gonna go right here. I'm gonna go because I'm on IMDb anyways. Jakudi Luigi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Palm Clementif. If I'm saying again, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Who else? Why the hell is she all the way over here? Damn. Where the hell is she at? Zoe Saldana. Everybody I mentioned, even some other people names didn't mention, they all did a phenomenal job in this movie. I would say that everybody, this was their best performance. It's like they poured their heart and soul out in this movie and gave the best performances that they've ever done playing these characters. Everybody had a moment to shine. I just cannot get over about talking about praise about this movie, and I cannot wait to do the spoiler review tomorrow with, hopefully my bro Troy will jump in the spoiler review with me tomorrow, because I'm going to a 6 p.m. IMAX showing tomorrow. I saw it in Dolby tonight, which Dolby sounded amazing. It looked amazing. The colors were popping in this movie. Also, the soundtrack, fantastic. The soundtrack is probably, this might be the best soundtrack out of Guardians of the Galaxy, and every soundtrack just keeps getting better and better. But I would say that this was probably my favorite soundtrack of Guardians of the Galaxy, probably. I would say, if not, maybe this my second favorite, because I really do love the Volume 2 soundtrack. So this would probably maybe my second, and then maybe I would say the first movie. Then that would probably be like how I would rank them with soundtracks and stuff. But this soundtrack is peak. And the end fight sequence of the movie, fire. There's a one shot in this movie that I cannot get over how sick it was. It's probably, and really makes me excited for the action that James Gunn's gonna go do over at DC. But guys, now I'm gonna be getting on to the AMC popcorn bucket review and kind of like the unboxing. Even though like we didn't get any box for it, I am going to show you right here what this bad boy looks like. Look how great this thing looks. This is a legit statue of Rocket Raccoon, a statue that they put here. It's not small like what we saw on TikTok, on AMC's TikTok when they showed off the AMC popcorn bucket. It's not like, you know, when you went on the AMC website and you saw it and it looked like a small little figurine of Rocket. No, this is a huge ass statue of Rocket. It says Guardians of the Galaxy in front, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I think it says something else. Only in theaters, that's what it says, if you can see it right there, which I'm going to like put it right there. Only in theaters. And look how great this rocket looks. I want to get it like close to the camera, but like look how great that rocket looks. And it's a statue. It's a statue, and of course the bucket opens this way, where like it has that little slip up here. So like the bucket opens, and you can put popcorn in it if you want, but usually it's not recommended when you get stuff like that. They're just collectible pieces. I shit you not. Guess what's going to happen back there? Guess what's going to happen? You see my Ant-Man helmet like right there in the corner? That's my Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania popcorn bucket, and I'm literally, after I'm done recording that shit is getting yeeted. That's getting yeeted, and I'm putting that popcorn bucket right over there, and I'm taking down my Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania poster, and I'm putting my Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 poster that I have literally up here. I'm transferring it over there so that way this popcorn bucket can be right next to the poster of Volume 3, because like I said, guys, I love this movie. It's definitely also up there with like some of the best Marvel movies. Like, it's so fantastic. And now some people are now also like, you know, saying, is this movie like, some people are, you know, asking the question, does Guardians of the Galaxy have the best trilogy of movies in the MCU? I can't say that, because I would say it has the second best trilogy in the MCU, because I will always have Cap. I just feel like the Captain America trilogy is a perfect trilogy, and I feel like as perfect as this trilogy was, my Captain America is my favorite character, so I'm gonna keep it up there, and I'm gonna say like Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is second. I feel like that's still great on the list, and then I probably would say Ant-Man, then I would probably say Iron Man, and I don't know. Yeah, I would say Ant-Man. I like the Ant-Man movies. Then I would say Iron Man, then I would say Thor. That's how I probably would do it. But I think the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is the second best trilogy in the MCU. And I feel like that's so great. For some people, it might be their top one. You know, they might say it is the best trilogy in the MCU. Like it's in the number one spot, but I would say it's in the second spot because, like I said, I love the Captain America trilogy. Captain America is still my favorite, and I would still keep that in the number one spot. But I am saying that this is the best movie of Phase 5, and then Wakanda Forever, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And then I would probably say the Marvels might take over Ant-Man. You never know. That movie might really surprise me. I think it's going to be a fun time. You never know. It could totally take over Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But guys, like I said, that was my non-spoiler review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Like I said, if you're new here to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, part of the family, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. Yet again, guys, we are almost to 700 subscribers. That is the goal, to hit 700 subscribers. My initial goal by the end of this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you're interested, definitely go check out my Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and right now I'm actually reacting. I reacted to the first, even though I was kind of like a rewatch/reaction/countdown to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. My Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 reactions are actually up on the channel, up on my Patreon right now, so definitely go check those out. And like I said, guys, definitely let me know if you saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Definitely let me know your non-spoiler thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think about the movie? What format did you see it in? Did you see it in Dolby? Did you see it in IMAX? Did you see it in 4DX? Did you see it in 3D? I'm really curious to know. And also, I'm curious to know, would you say that this is the best trilogy out of the MCU? And also, where would you rank this in the Phase 5 movies as of right now? And also, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, like, where'd you rank it in the Phase 5 movies as of right now? And also, let me know if you went to a local AMC, did you, or any theater, what kind of popcorn bucket did you get? Did you get any exclusive popcorn bucket? Let me know what kind of popcorn bucket maybe that they had. Definitely let me know that stuff down in the comments below. But yeah, guys, I would say that's the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with, for my my spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Peace.